to the radio tone RT-3. Testing 1, 2. Talking from the radio tone RT-3 to the Bofeng radio.
Hi guys, hope you're all okay. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. I just wanted to do a follow-up video on this radio tone RT-3, which is a Android PTT device that optimizes the use of Zello through a PTT. I've done another video on this, a bit of a sort of introduction on this video. I'm going to do a sort of series on it with quite a few videos. So I'm just out in the garden on the patio table, so sorry if this reflection's a bit blinding. See the collinear on the roof there as well. I just want to show you how I've got this radio here to talk to a normal UHF VHF radio in the form of the Bofeng BF UVB2+, and this will work with any UHF or VHF radio at all, but this is just the handheld I'm using today. So I've got these two devices here. So we've got the radio tone RT-3 here on the left, and that's talking to a secondary channel that I've just set up there. I don't use that for Zello, I use RM comms for Zello. So if quite a few people added me on the back of the other video, if anyone wants to add me, it's RM comms, not Ringway Manchester. So this phone here is set up on Zello to talk to the Ringway Manchester channel. This radio on the right, the Bofeng, is set up on 4334125, which is in the 70 centimeters UHF amateur radio band. Now, this is a phone that runs on 3G, doesn't have any VHF or UHF radio capability whatsoever, and this is a VHF UHF radio that doesn't have any 3G or mobile network capability whatsoever. But if I key up on this, test, you can see it keyed up the Bofeng there, and if I key up on this, test, you can see it keyed up the phone. So this is done via a really simple interface. It's not even an interface, it's just a couple of cables connected to the laptop, which enable me to talk between radio and phone like this. Now this would work if this was just an iPhone. Unfortunately I'm filming on my iPhone at the moment, so I can't show you, but this would work with any phone and any radio, as long as you're running Zello and you've got the correct hardware set up. So it's quite impressive, and you know there's loads of things you can do with this. It's quite simple to set up, and you know, if you've got a couple of radios talking on this channel, you know, you can talk over a greater distance, because the setup that I'm going to show you sort of acts like a bit of a repeater. Not that that's legal to do, I'm just showing you just one of the things you can do with this. Now this idea I can't take credit for. I actually stole this from Ben at Radiosification. He's got a really good channel. If you're watching this, you've probably seen Ben's channel. He does some really good videos, and I basically stole this idea from him and decided to use it. So thanks Ben for that. So yeah, we'll go back in the house and I'll show you how this interface is all set up. Okay, so this is the first part of the interface here. We've got a set of leads going from the radio that I've got in use here, and they go into the laptop here. This is an old laptop, and we've got the speaker output here and a microphone input there, and on the radio we've got the speaker in the bottom port of the radio and the microphone in the top port of the radio here, and that's the only hardware involved other than the laptop. Now in the radio you have to turn on Vox. So I've got Vox set on the radio here to 1, which is the lowest setting for Vox. So Vox means that when this radio receives a signal or hears a sound, it'll then automatically transmit the minute it hears that. When it stops hearing that transmission, it'll stop transmitting, and it's as simple as that. So basically you can use this without keying the mic. So when you speak, the radio transmits. When you stop speaking, the radio stops transmitting. Okay, so in Zello, which is the application that we're using here, the only things you have to set up is make sure you're on the channel, that you want to speak on, and if you click on Tools, Options and Audio, you need to make sure that the external microphone is selected there, and you can just have a play around with these settings. Just these two dials are the only ones you need to touch, just to make sure that you've got the right sound levels. Now these sound levels here work for me, but they may not work for you, so you just have to play around with it until you get the right sound levels, so your microphone isn't over deviated, so the Vox doesn't key up unnecessarily, all those sorts of things. Like I say, Bennett Radiosification has done a lot better video on this than I can do, and that explains it perfectly. So if you're not following me, go out and check his channel and you'll see what I mean. Next bit is Vox. So you turn on Vox there. I left these dials here as they are at -46 dB, and they seem to work for me. And I set the trigger time and the relaxation time to 100 milliseconds each. And that's it for settings. You just need to click OK then. Okay, so once you've had a play around with that, you're ready to go. You've just got to make sure that the radio you're talking on is set to the same frequency as the radio that's attached to the computer, and the phone that you're talking on is linked to the same channel that Zello is talking to on the computer, and it's as simple as that. When you key up on here, this is activating Vox on the laptop, which is triggering Vox on this radio, which is transmitting to this handset here, and that's how it's received. When you key up on this radio, it's triggering Vox on here, which triggers Vox in Zello in the computer and transmits to this handset, if that makes sense. So all these three devices plus a laptop all work together to enable the radio and the phone to talk to each other. So yeah, that's just a little bit of fun that you can have with these devices. You can link them up to radios. Unfortunately, the cheaper ones like this don't have UHF and VHF radio capability. Some of the more expensive ones have a built-in VHF and UHF radio, and that's quite handy. These don't. But if you connect this radio here to an external antenna, i.e. a collinear high up on the roof, you're going to get very good talking distance between these two devices. And any other devices that you've got in that little network, you're going to get a decent range. So yeah, I can't really think of any practical uses for it, but it's nice just to experiment and to play around with and to sort of see what all these little devices can do and how they work together. I've managed to get the audio settings right in here, so there isn't any noise, isn't any unnecessary keying up or anything like that. And it works well. I've only used it for testing. I'm not sure on the rules around this sort of setup on the amateur radio license. I wouldn't think it's within the license conditions to do this sort of thing, but I'm just messing around and experimenting, and I've done nothing more than radio tests with this and not had any conversations on it. So if any of you've tried this idea, let me know in the comments below. If you've got any ways to make it better, any suggestions, any feedback, then I welcome those as well. Just drop me a comment in the box below. More than happy to hear from you guys. Just while I think on, James Fletcher, a very good friend of mine, has done a video on his sort of first impressions after using this radio for a week. I was going to do a similar sort of video, but there's no point in us both doing the same video, so go and check out his channel. It's James Fletcher. He's got loads of fantastic videos on there, a lot of videos around Chinese radios, all that good stuff. If you're watching this channel, you'll more than likely be interested in a lot of his videos, so go and check out his channel. And other than that, if you've not already subscribed, drop us a subscription, give us a thumbs up, and we'll catch you in the next one. 7-3 for now, thanks for watching.